Hey guys, Dark Skeleton here, and as many of you probably already know, when I create Hearthstone decks, I just kind of put together whatever I feel like. I'm not a big fan of net decking, so here you go, some secrets, mad scientists, a bunch of weak weenies, and Echo of Medivh, all put into one deck, and we're calling that a thing. So here's my matchup, once again at the illustrious rank of rank 22. I think this is my rank 22 promotion match to get back to rank 21, aw yeah. Of course, as I mentioned, this is a pretty aggressive deck, but it's not Mech, because everybody's playing Mech. Why would you want to play Mech? Going for those mana worms, getting 2 on the opening hand is actually pretty sick, because in theory, you look at this, you have 2 mana worms, you coin into the second one on turn 1, and then turn 2, whatever he puts out, you could frostbolt it. That's the theory, anyway. And if worst comes to worst, you can always play the Mad Scientist as a turn 2, so that's a really strong hand for this deck. I believe so, anyway. I mean, I just made it. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I almost made the mistake of not playing the Mana Worm before playing the second one, because when you play Coin, it counts as a spell, which means that Mana Worm gets buffed up to a 2/3, which is very nice. You don't want to miss out on that free damage. So this guy has a couple options. One would be to play a creature into mine, but I think he's a little bit too smart for that, knowing that pretty much every mage who runs Mana Worm also runs cards like Frostbolt. I didn't put Flame Cannon in, but his Flame Cannon gets lucky, hits my 2/3, which is fine, so I can do my backup plan, dropping a Mad Scientist, and he's got to respond to that. Of course, anything he puts out, I still have the Frostbolt to deal with that, but we're gonna have to see. And of course, what he actually puts out, being the generic mage that he is a Mech Warper, followed by an Annoyatron, which is actually a pretty good move, in my opinion. The obvious answer to that would have been to use Frostbolt to take out the Mech Warper, which is really what I should have done. But something was clicking in my mind that I would use Duplicate to make him trade into my minions, and then somehow I'd win the game based on the number of cards I had, and he'd just run out of steam like every Mech deck does. But of course, with a deck that runs cards like Mad Scientist and the Kirin Tor Mage, you ideally want to be able to get those secrets out for free, not paying 3 mana for them. So I do pay the price for actually leaving his Mech Warper alive. He's able to get out his Yeti for 4, and then drop a second Annoyatron on the back of that, which, as you might imagine, is actually pretty annoying. But the duplicate does give me more Mana Worms, which allows me to replay 2 more of them, and then throw a Frostbolt on the Yeti. Now, the idea there was just to keep the Yeti in check. It's a powerful minion. I don't really want it to be able to act and do things to me, which would, needless to say, be less than satisfactory to my victory condition. Now, you might notice that my big trump card I threw in the deck was actually Kel'Thuzad. I'm not exactly so certain about how easy it is to maintain all those creatures on the board I need for Kel'Thuzad to be powerful. It's a trick that works pretty well in Ramp Druid, but I think one of the things here is that a lot of these creatures are weak. So he clears a bit of my field out, which the Echo of Medivh that I draw becomes kind of useless then, because it's like, well, all my creatures are dead, I can't just clone them again. And the 3/4 Spider Tank he throws out is pretty threatening too, but these are some good minions to draw into. So I believe what I go ahead and do here is actually to drop the Sorcerer's Apprentice. The reason for choosing that instead of the 2/3 Snow Chugger is more than likely I believe he's going to do some kind of trading here. And if he trades into my minions, I want to deal the most damage possible to his minions, like put his Spider Tank at 3/1 so that I can do a Fire Blast. And beyond that, he's kind of obligated to remove my Sorcerer's Apprentice because of its powerful effect. However, I did have a Mirror Entity down, which comes into play very well there, getting me a free Sludge Belcher. Now, I think he makes a big mistake here by actually not running the 3/4 into the 3/1 to kill it. I guess in terms of knowing what was on the field, you don't want to waste its HP like that. You'd rather wait for me to run my guy in. But this allows me to do a sick Echo of Medivh on the back of putting a Azure Mage on the field with the free counter spell, then cloning everything. Now, I am looking at the field, how much mana there is right now. And you would expect going into turn 7 against a mage, especially, you know, one of these more random early ranking mages rather than like a legend ranked mage, that they're probably going to be running Flame Strike. There's only a handful of decks that don't run Flame Strike, and those are probably the good Mech decks. Though I have seen Mech decks that run Flame Strike too, so you can pretty much assume that there's going to be a Flame Strike somewhere in there. Of course, that screws him over completely. Counterspell just burned 7 mana. And the fact I played Echo of Medivh earlier means I have all the card advantage I could ever need to win this game. Hopefully one of these days the meta will shift and people will stop running mech and absolutely everything. So I've been Dark Skeleton, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all next time.